Well, I want to share this, so I'm going to. I don't know if I'll post it or not, but interference wave, YouTube of Kerry's. I don't know, my comment may or may not appear at some point, because sometimes that's happened too, where it disappears for a while and then it reappears. But just in case it doesn't, and maybe it's a better idea to vocalize it anyway, and it'll evolve in this next retelling anyway. But it was so cool. I don't know if this is ego. I don't know. But if it is, it is. So what? I really want to share this, and this seems to be the only avenue right now. Last night, I actually used the words in a verbal conversation of there being, literally, I said that no return from this level in the context of a discussion that came up between, of 3D's concept of love and 5D's knowingness of true love. Not just knowingness, but able to live it. And so that conversation in and of itself felt a bit unsettling, because I knew, of course, felt how that landed with the other person. And but then when I went to bed, a little unsettled as I went to bed, and then I dreamed. The dream is the cool thing. It's so cool. I just had to, share. The dream was literally exposing my two core unhealed woundedness. Man, looking back, I can see over and over and over again how I would repeat the same patterns in my attempt to fix them, I guess, so to speak, instead of what I've learned with Kerry, allow them. But anyway, so the two core wounds are aloneness, which I very recently have come to embrace and not want it any other way, for real. That's the next level I'm talking about. That's huge for me. I've been so dependent on an other to somehow give me not only what I can only give myself, true love, acceptance, no matter what, but expecting it from somebody else who doesn't have it within themselves. I mean, it's crazy in hindsight, but it's all part of the experience, Audrey. But anyway, so that one, the aloneness and inequality. Oh, God. I'm actually surprised animals didn't come up, because that feels like the far and away core wound. But anyway, inequality. Me having something that another person doesn't have and feeling really bad about that. In the, things. I don't feel bad about that energetically, because I know it's helping people indirectly. help themselves better. But that thing world. Ooh, well, people are hungry. That's don't have shelter. And animals are at the top of that list because they often can be in the most helpless position. But anyway, I digress a little. The dream addressed those two core issues in a really interesting way because I won't go into too much detail, but it was exemplified by a man who at first glance seemed attractive physically, although there felt like there was something off about that. And not just a man, but a man who was being wronged monetarily. I'll just put it that way. Other people were getting things and he wasn't. And I was one of those that was a part of the group that was getting things, physical things. And money. Yeah, that was money. And so everybody's standing in a line representing their group. I was watching the whole thing, and he was at the very end, and, just feeling so sad and forlorn, and I was feeling for him so much. And then it was time to tell everybody goodbye, and I knew I wanted to encounter him and tell him goodbye. And I approached him just as he was approaching me, and I started an embrace with him, barely. He wanted to embrace way more fully than I did, and I had barely begun to embrace him when I withdrew my embrace, and then I noticed that his appearance changed too, and it wasn't as attractive as it was before. And once I had withdrawn myself from his embrace, he said, "You need to give me X amount of money. That's how you need to start." And I was like, that comment from him, told me energetically that this would have gone south had I embraced him. I understood it in a way that, my mind can't even describe it to you. But that's what landed within me. And then it was real easy to walk completely away. And throughout the dream and the night, and even into this morning, I did feel this restlessness, this something's off, this inside that Kerry talked about in that YouTube. And but during the dream itself, I was glad in hindsight that I hadn't just like gone with it and been like, oh, I'm embracing this person and it's great and all that. It was an evolutionary in consciousness dream instead. And it had a lot of parallels to the 3D concept of love that we were all taught and born into, that I'm still extricating myself out of. There was more I said in my comment, but it won't paste anymore. I can't retrieve what I said. But when I made the comment about this dream, it appeared at first, and then as I proceeded to make some edits, it wouldn't stick. It would look like it went, but then it wouldn't. And also sometimes it wouldn't go. It wouldn't take my edits at all. And this is not the first time that's happened, but I've, for the most part, in the past, felt it as this is in my highest good. And often in hindsight, I'll be like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't put that comment in, or that edit in. But it's always taken my comment, though. This time it didn't at all. Unless it's there now and just took a while to show up or something. I don't know. But what occurs to me the most isn't the comment itself, but it really was so resonant that it blew me away. But the fact that the best part was the fact that it drove home the point even deeper that everything, whether it's an interference wave or just a feeling of clarity that this is divine guidance, it's all under the umbrella of divine guidance. And I know that. I know that the dark is only a part of the light. But I keep discovering that more and more deeply. So that was the best part that came out of this whole experience. We can just go by feeling of and do the best we can. I'm trying to, that big thing about not doing it good enough or fast enough, or all that is still alive and well. But I thought it was interesting that he let me know that he was coming from a take vantage point, like that he had that awareness by the end of the dream. I found that really cool too. Made it real easy for me. To move through it, because it was unsettling. It was. This is brand new for me, standing on my own and not wanting it any other way. Brand new level. I know I've been saying this for a while, understanding this to myself for a while, because it seems like it's been since last fall, but there's just ever deeper depths of awarenesses and abilities to be it. Ability to be it. So I guess that's all I had to say. I know we're all helping each other, so I'm just going to get over that idea that this is somehow a bad thing for me to be sharing stuff. No, it's not. I mean, you know, no matter how deep I've come, how far I've come, I still have that. Yeah, but am I allowed? Yeah, but is this the right thing to do? Yeah, but, you know. That's when the do it anyway. What, the world's going to end because you're posting a video? I mean, you know, in a manner of speaking. But, so, the other thing I've been wondering about is why, I mean, it's probably something technical on my part that I don't know how to do, but why I don't ever get any comments or hardly any likes. I mean, you know, that's everybody's prerogative, of course, but if I'm blocking that from happening in some way, if anybody knows a technical reason why that might be happening, I'd appreciate hearing about it. Because this is all of us together, and the more interpersonal it is, the better it is. So I think I'll post this.